Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here. Today I have a fun and out of this world card making tutorial for you featuring some brand new products from Trinity Stamps. I'm going to be working with the new Blast Off die set. This is a set of dies that creates a rocket ship and has the phrases blast off and have a blast. I will also be using a 6x6 stencil called Crater Layers. This is designed to create a background. Here in a moment, I'm going to show you another way that you can use it. As I create today's project, I'll bring in a few additional supplies. As always, I encourage you to use what you already have in your collection, but if you would like a list of the items I'm using, one has been provided for you in the description below, along with my affiliate link to the Trinity Stamps shop. Let's get started with the project. I have already cut out all of the items ahead of time that are needed for this project. We have a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of black cardstock. I also have a 3 1/2 inch white circle. This is best cut out of a thicker cardstock or mixed media paper. All of the pieces for the rocket ship have been cut out of cardstock and metallic paper. We're going to start with one of my favorite techniques, using stencils in unexpected ways. The Crater Layers stencil is designed for full backgrounds. You could create a planet surface or maybe a desert background with this, but today I'm going to use it to create the texture on a moon. I'm starting with pumice stone distress oxide and using a blending brush to create the crater textures randomly on this circle. Now I'm not following the design exactly. I'm just laying these images down on the circle and filling in the color to replicate the texture of a moon. There is a coordinating die set that goes along with this. You can use it to cut out that background and create multiple layers. There's also some stars and debris and the cutouts for the meteor or comet. Now I'm going to bring in the hickory smoke and use that comet or meteor image to create some textured shapes on my moon. Stencils are one of those things that I like to have in my collection. They're extremely versatile and you can use them in a multitude of ways. Often we think of creating backgrounds with them, but I also like to use them to fill in my die cuts, add texture to borders, or bring some design to floral images. I'm going to use some Lost Shadow ink, which is a soft gray, to blend around the edges of the moon. Notice how blending the inks over that layered stencil design creates a dimensional effect. Next, we're going to build our rocket ship using that Blast Off die set. Before I add all the parts and pieces to my rocket ship, I want to bring a little bit of detail to this die cut with alcohol markers. Now, I shared a lot of tips in my release video, so I'm just going to go over some tips really quick. Basically, you're just using the markers, colored pencils, or watercolors to dress up these die cuts and give them some dimension. I started out with a darker color and went around the edge, and then I brought in some lighter blues. Now, my rocket ship is going to sit this way on the card, so there's going to be more light on the top of the rocket ship. I'm going to bring back those darker blue colors and create some shading along the base here. Once I've added my darker colors, I'm just going to blend my lighter colors in and soften those harsh lines a bit. All right, now we're going to bring in all of our little pieces to that rocket ship. When I have detailed die cuts like this, I find that a pickup stick and tweezers are great tools to have on hand. Now, the first thing that I wanted to do when I put this rocket together was create a multi-layer engine piece down here at the bottom. As much as I love detailed die cuts, I also like saving time on my card making projects. So I'm going to show you how you can fake an inlay look with 2 of the die cut pieces. So I've already taken the silver piece and I've laid it down at the base of my rocket. This has all of the parts and pieces in place. I haven't removed any of those little rectangle pieces. Now I do want those silver sections to show through. So I'm going to bring in a black cardstock piece that I cut out, and I'm going to layer this over the top. This is a simple way to fake the inlay look and add a contrasting cardstock underneath. I'm going to pop the little top here onto the rocket. I did want to bring a little dimension to this as well, so I cut 2 of these from cardstock. I'm just going to layer them on top of each other. For my 2 side fins, I'm going to create a shadow layer by layering a silver piece over the top of a black cardstock die cut. I'm going to shift this slightly so that the black shows over on the side and a little bit below. When I lay this on the rocket, it really highlights that tail fin, doesn't it? For Creativation, I created a similar project where I lit up the moon and some stars using a light from Pear Blossom Press. On that project, I stamped the word push in the center of this circle here. Now, if you're going to do that, you're going to want to stamp this before you assemble the rocket. All right, I'm going to finish layering the rest of the pieces onto the rocket ship. All we have left is this tiny little tail fin and the flames that go underneath. I wanted to create these tail flames out of yellow, gold, and orange to mimic real fire. I cut them out of white cardstock, and I'm going to use the alcohol markers to create a realistic blend. Now on the larger one, I'm going to color it with the gold blend first, and then I'll add my orange blend over the top. This prevents it looking like that pumpkin orange. It gives it more of a golden color, blending those 2 colors together. All right, so now our flames are finished, our rocket is assembled, and now it's time to put all the pieces together on the card. I'm going to start with this sentiment. I did cut this out 3 times to add some dimension to my project. I'm just going to adhere these along the base of the card. Near the top of the black cardstock, I'm going to center this moon. That stenciling brought such a realistic look to this, didn't it? This is going to sit at an angle as if it's flying off into space. And then I'm going to tuck those little flames behind the rocket. Now, if you wanted to, you could add some stars or some sequins or little planets to this. I'm just going to leave it as is and call this card complete. And there you have it, a fun dimensional birthday card using a stencil in an unexpected way and some simple die cut layering. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to join the Trinity Stamps Facebook group for more inspiration from fellow creators. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions about the project or supplies I used, feel free to post those in the comments below. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.